Hey guys, what's up? Russ here. Today I'll be doing my CGC showcase. Got them all in front of me right here in the box as you saw in the thumbnail. But I've got 26 slabs in my collection now, so I thought it'd be a great time to do like a showcase of all of them and kind of talk about it a little bit. Now, I've never personally sent anything in to get graded. I've just picked up these books through the years as I've been collecting off of eBay or local shops or Instagram. So I'm not like a grader that sends stuff off. Every now and again I just see a book that I would love in a slab, and I'll go for it if the price is right. I'm going to start with the very first one I picked up. This was back in 2018 when I decided I wanted at least one CGC book in my collection. And yeah, it's kind of like a Pringle. I didn't stop at one. I don't collect that many slabs these days, just every now and again if the price is right. But back to this instead of rambling. I picked this up at a local shop called Doc's Basement back in 2018. And it is Savage She-Hulk issue 1 in a 9.6. I don't really have many. I think I've only got like 3 or 4 9.8s in my collection. Because I don't really go for like value when I'm collecting these. I just go for the books that I like, and if I can get it lower grade at a cheaper price, that's what I do. Because I'm not a reseller, I'm just going for personal collection stuff. But love this book, and it's got a great story on it. I know the show like tarnished She-Hulk, but if you haven't actually read the comic, I highly recommend it. I read a digital copy before I picked up the slab, and the story is excellent. I wish they had done a story similar to this for the show, and maybe that would have possibly led to a better reception. But it is what it is. An awesome book and an awesome character. Definitely check it out if you get a chance. And from my very first slab to my most recent slab, I bought this from my buddy Matt on Instagram, the boy who had 7. He was selling it last year, I believe. I can't remember exactly when. It was mid last year, I believe. But it is. I had to get this in my collection. I wanted it in a. This is one of the few that I have in a 9.8, and this is one I definitely wanted to get in a 9.8. But the price was never right until I saw my buddy Matt selling it. And I finally got to pick up Batman 497, The Breaking of the Bat. Nightfall, still to this day, one of my all-time favorite storylines. So it is awesome finally having this book in a 9.8. Next up is a book I picked up a few years ago. And this is another book from the 90s. And another deal I got on eBay. Gosh, I want to say 2020, 2021. I found this on eBay, Superman 75 and a 9.8, signed by Dan Jurgens. This is another one that was important for me to get in a 9.8, just for what the story and the character means to me. Love having this in my collection. Alright, next up is the third 9.8 in my collection, and that is Catwoman issue 1. I was scrolling eBay one night, and I found this for, gosh, I want to say $50 in a 9.8, and for some reason nobody else bid on it. So yeah, I got this at a really good deal. And I picked this up. I love this 90s run of Catwoman. The 90s was when I started collecting, so that's like just my biased favorite era of comics. But I am loving the Silver Age up to the 90s now. But 90s will always hold a soft spot for me. And this, my favorite version of Catwoman's costume, and one of my favorite runs of Catwoman to this day. Couldn't pass that up in a 9.8 for the deal that I got. And I might as well jump ahead and show the final 9.8 in my collection. Again, this was, I was scrolling eBay one night, found one nobody was bidding on. I scored this for like, it was a little less than $40, but it's Amazing Spider-Man 400 in a 9.8. Couldn't pass it up, man. I love this story. I do wish that it had been the cover that you could actually see. because this you can't really, you kind of see it a little bit there, but there's another version of this cover that you can see that's like embossed better. But for like a little less than $40, couldn't pass this up. Another really good story as well. Here we have, this is like one of the jewels in my collection. It's a Superman 123 in a 2.5. It's funny, I wasn't even actually looking for this book. I was looking to buy X-Men 4, the first appearance of Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. And I was saving up money to get it. I saw it in a 1.0, I think, for like $500. And by the time I saved up the money to get close to getting it, the wash machine broke down and I had to spend that money on a wash machine. And I was saving again, and I got up to around 150, and for some reason that book like took off to like the $1,000 range or something insane. So I was just like, nah, I'm not getting that. But I was scrolling eBay and I saw this for 140. And this is the first prototype appearance of Supergirl. So I picked this up, and that made me feel a whole lot better. This was actually around about a year before the Supergirl we all know, Kara Zor-El, came in Action Comics 252. And this was just like a prototype tryout for Supergirl. But it's basically like a real first appearance in my opinion. Even though this version of Supergirl was only ever in this issue, and it was like a year later until Kara came in Action Comics 252. I would love to get an Action Comics 252, but even in a 1.0, that book is like $1,000 or a little more. So that's never going to happen. That's way out of my range. Next up is a book that I got AOK'd by my buddy Unruly Simeon a few years ago. And this is one of my all-time favorite Captain America covers. It's issue 111 from the Silver Age. I love that it's got a date stamp on it as well. And this again, one of the prizes in my collection. One of my all-time favorite Captain America covers. And to have it in such a high grade, like, that means a lot to me, man. Next up, this was a big grail for me. I want to say around 2019, maybe 2020, when I finally was able to pick this book up. But I was after it for years, and I was finally able to add it to my collection. It's all new, all different X-Men 101 in a 5.0. And I still can't believe I got this in my collection. I think it's gone down a little bit since then, but I don't care about value. I'm just hyped to have this in my collection, and even at the time, I got a pretty good deal on it. And that leads into a series of X-Men slabs. One of my all-time favorite storylines in X-Men to this day is still the Dark Phoenix saga. So I went on a mission to get every Dark Phoenix saga issue graded. And that took a little over 3 years to finally be able to do that. But here it goes. Starting off with Uncanny X-Men 129 in a 6.0. This was the start of the Dark Phoenix saga and the first appearance of Kitty Pryde and Emma Frost. All these are mid to lower grade books except for 1 or 2, and that's because I got great deals on them, and the other was an AOK. Here we have Uncanny X-Men 130, the first appearance of Dazzler. I know my buddy Magic Lasso will like that if he gets a chance to see this video. Here we have Uncanny X-Men 131. Awesome Emma Frost cover. And I think this might be the first Emma Frost on the cover, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong though. moving on in to Uncanny X-Men 132. Picked this up in an 8.5. If you haven't gotten a chance to read the Dark Phoenix saga, I highly recommend it. I've got it in trade paperback, so that's how I read my copies. Next up is Uncanny X-Men 133. And I think this is supposed to be like a first like Wolverine solo story or something, but I don't think it actually is. I'm not sure. But I picked it up because it was part of that Dark Phoenix saga, and I got it in a 6.5. This next one was A-OK to me by my buddy Daymers when I was trying to put this set together. And this is Uncanny X-Men 134, the first appearance of Dark Phoenix. Awesome cover on this, and I'm still tripping that he sent it to me in a 9.4. Because when I was looking at it online to pick it up, I was looking at it around anywhere between a 6 to an 8. And that was still a little too pricey for me. So I was like, just unreal when I opened the package and this was in it. You're the man, Daymers. This next is Uncanny X-Men 135, and this is actually my birthday book. This came out in July of 1980. I picked this up on eBay in an 8.0. And this one, again, took me a long time to find in the grade that I wanted and the price that I wanted. And the reason I went for an 8.0 is like 8.0, 80, the year I was born. So I thought that was pretty cool that got my birthday book in an 8.0. And I think this is also a first appearance, of Senator Robert Kelly. And it's got a cameo appearance from, an appearance from Reed Richards, Thing, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, and Silver Surfer. So that's pretty cool as well. Next up, Uncanny X-Men 136. An awesome cover. Covers like this always remind me of Crisis on Infinite Earths issue 7. But I love it, man. Next we have Uncanny X-Men 137. Another awesome cover in the run. It wasn't worth $2,500 to me. I got it a lot cheaper than that. But I wonder if it's too late to put in to win this contest. And the final issue in that run, we have Uncanny X-Men 138 in a 7.5. Cyclops couldn't handle the very temporary death of Jean Grey, and he packed up and left. Still sticking with X-Men though, even though that run is over. I picked this up. Again, this was another like $35 to $40 find on eBay. Late at night when I was like insomniac and couldn't sleep, I was scrolling eBay and ran across this. It's Uncanny X-Men 244 in an 8.0, the first appearance of Jubilee. And then this is an issue I've never actually got to read. I'm not sure if they've done a reprint or a facsimile of this. I need to look it up and see so I can read it. But awesome book to have in the collection. Next up we have a Silver Surfer book. This is issue 34 in a 9.0, The Return of Thanos. And this was actually a birthday gift several years ago from a friend of mine that is sadly no longer on YouTube. She doesn't make content anymore. But I love this book. And this is such an awesome cover with the Return of Thanos. And such a great story. I have read this one. Love having that in the collection. Next up is a book that I've actually thought about cracking out of the slab, just because I've thought about collecting this whole run. It's Miss Marvel issue 1 in a 5.0. And there's only 21 or 22 books in this run. And I don't want to collect them in all slabs because that would be too expensive. So I've thought about cracking this one out and trying to complete this run. The only reason I hesitate is because issues, I think 17, 18, and 19 are all really expensive, even in raw copies, because it's makes up the first appearance of Mystique. So I don't know if I can ever get my hands on those at a reasonable price. I may crack this out and try to go for the rest of the collection. This is a book that I hunted for a long time. I love this cover. It's a Fantastic Four book with an awesome Jack Kirby cover. It's issue 45, the first appearance of Inhumans, in a 2.0. Finally found a good price on this. This was another cheap eBay find, like in the middle of the night. Eventually, I would love to pick up Fantastic Four issue 46 in a similar grade. That's the one with Black Bolt on the cover. And I think Black Bolt has a cameo in this one, but his full first appearance is in 46. But one day I'll get that, hopefully in a similar grade, for just as much of a reasonable price as I got this one, because I would love to display these side by side. So one of the few books left I would want to get in a slab. And these next three I actually won in a YouTube giveaway for my buddy Kavi. Then he was Comic Books NYC. Now he's Panels, Pages, and Pixels. And I believe it was way back on his, I want to say 250 subscriber giveaway. And he was just giving away slabs left and right, man. Like, that was wild. I was lucky enough to win this set. And it's all Astonishing X-Men 1, but it's all the different covers. I believe this is just the regular A cover, and the other two were variants. These are in 9.4s. Love the covers on these, man. This one might be my favorite of the three covers. Wolverine there. Just awesome. And last but not least, again, I was scrolling eBay in the middle of the night and I saw this book on there. I want to say I got it for $35 if I remember right. And it's nothing really special. It's just got like a little bit of sentimental value to me. It's Action Comics 688 in an 8.5. Now, Action Comics 688 was the very first comic I ever bought, and the original that I got when I was a kid is still on the wall right there. And I just thought it would be cool to have a slabbed copy of the first comic I ever bought, and it was only like 35 bucks. In hindsight, I do wish this would have been a 9.8, but hey, an 8.5 for 35 bucks of the first comic I ever bought, I thought that was pretty good. So still love having that in the collection as well. And that is it for my CGC collection. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, always remember, keep it 9,000.
What did you say his power level is? It's over 9,000!